I will now ask Prof. Shaheen Molwa to come to the front. She's also a past RCD career awardee, but she's also supervising students funded by RCD. So I'll ask Aaliyah Saferdien to just come up as well, and we'll speak right after. She is one of Shaheen's students.
And she presented her work just before lunch. Good afternoon, everybody. Shorties, yes. Thank you so much. And yes, like Manji, and I think we were in the same class at the time, you know, at the MRC, we will come and have meetings. I'm very grateful that the MRC decided to invest in us as a career development award. And for me, it could not have come at the most opportune time. I had just completed a postdoctoral fellowship and took up a research scientist position at UCT in the Division of Hematology. It was a contract position for 5 years initially at that time, and I had identified an area that I have become very passionate about, which is cancer in HIV associated people, so HIV-associated cancers, which is a very, very important area in our setting, of course. But at the time, as a contract academic, I did not qualify for the ERP program, Emerging Researcher Program, so I could not apply for funding there. Neither did I qualify for applying to the NRF for some very strange reasons. So I was sitting there, earning a salary with big ideas and a fire burning inside of me, but I had no money to do research. I'd approached various people, and they said, well, yeah, try this, try that. And I applied to the Career Development Award, which gave only 50,000 for research, but they gave a salary. I was successful. I contacted the MRC and I said, thank you so much. I have a job, I have a salary, so please, you don't need to give me the salary. Maybe you want to give it to somebody else, but thank you for the 50,000. And they came back to me and they said, well, that money has been allocated to you, what do you need? And I said, well, thank you for asking, but perhaps we can make an arrangement and convert that to a little bit more research money. And through negotiation, I managed to get a bit more because they had earmarked that funding for me, and that made the difference. That made a huge difference to where I am today. So, cut a long story short, I was able to equip my lab, I was able to get critical equipment to do my research, I was able to recruit students and to start my research. And here I am today. I've graduated to completion over 20 postgraduate students. Currently, I host several postdoctoral fellows in my lab. And like my colleague said, I'm not done. I'm not done. Research is my passion. And I have been privileged to also, as an RCD fellow at the time, to be recruited to be involved in their annual MRC conferences where I've made connections. One of the connections is with Professor, today she's Professor, at the time she was also like me, Professor Makunga, who's a botanist at the Stellenbosch University, and today we are collaborators and we work together. In fact, Aaliyah's work has stemmed from that exciting work. And I'm also involved currently on the scientific the review panel together with other colleagues in the room, reviewing postgraduate applications of the various programs. So I don't know if I've passed my 3 minutes. I could stand here and speak for another 10 minutes. But thank you so much. And this relationship has been extremely beneficial. And I think it goes two ways. But what I'd like to end by saying that I always say that MRC took a chance on me, and I hope they don't regret it. And as we grow, as we get up the ladder, as they say, you know, I feel that we should also open the door when we can to younger people, and we should always keep that in mind, and I try to always keep that in mind. Thank you.
Hello. I am quite nervous since I seem to be the only student speaking today. But I was granted the Bongani Mayosi National Health Scholars Program during my final year of my master's. And then again, when I upgraded my master's to a PhD degree, this provided me with the opportunity to complete my PhD within 3 years and without the need to work part-time and to pay for my studies, which would have delayed the completion of my degree further. This has also made a huge impact on my life, as I am the first one in my family to complete a PhD degree and get this far with their studies. And coming from a previously disadvantaged family, it is a huge honor to have been granted the scholarship and to have reached the final year of my PhD. I also had the opportunity to attend and present at the SAS-BNB conference in 2022, which is one of the biggest national conferences in biochemistry and molecular biology. And at the beginning of November, I attended and presented a poster at the Aortic African Organization for Research and Training in Cancer conference in Senegal, and an international biannual conference on cancer in Africa, where I had the opportunity to meet and engage with fellow cancer researchers from all over the African continent. I was able to give back to my lab by mentoring a master's student who is doing a similar project to myself, and I really am grateful to the MRC for their support over the past few years. Thank you.